All right, welcome everybody to the 7th episode of The Agent is In. We recently released build.cfengine.com with some tooling to share and help manage your policy sets. So today we thought it would be super fun if I tried to do this whole process live. So we'll author some policy and then we'll publish it also. So nothing could go wrong here. I'm Nick. We've got Craig and Cody with us. And so the plan here is to write some policy that will verify that only root has UID 0. This is one of the things from our security policy. It's in a whole bunch of different security policies. So we're just going to look to inventory the local users, define a class, and report it to Enterprise Hub. If there's any local user that is using UID 0 that is not root, or report the opposite class in the other case. And then if there is at least one user, then we want to report all of those users as inventory for non-root users with UID 0. So I have a hub up. It's running a nightly build, I think, from 3.19. It's not out yet. So we're going to need to install CFBS and initialize a project so that we can start writing this policy. So CFBS is available in pip. So we can install pip. And then we really need to install pip again and upgrade it.
Yeah, one note here, I often am working on like Alpine and different operating systems like that. And when we install CFBS, there's these pre-compiled binaries called wheels that are available for common distributions. But like things like Alpine will take a little bit more work. I imagine like FreeBSD might take a little bit more work too. So just for what it's worth.
And then we simply pip install CFBS, and since it installs into user local bin, I'm running as root here. So I'm going to add this to my path. And now I have CFBS 121. So make a directory for my CFBS project, initialize this. Whoa.
Just use ed. Oh wait, it's not installed by default, sorry.
And if I don't do vim, then I won't, I'll typo it all day.
Cool.
All right. So it lays down this nice little example. I'm not going to change the descriptions here though. All right. We look back up here though. It did suggest after we initialized it that we CFBS add master files. While nothing really explicitly depends on master files, there are quite a few assumptions, I think, in most modules that they will lay down on top of master files. So if we look at the status here, we'll see that we've got master files at this commit SHA. We haven't downloaded anything. And we are, let's see here. We are going to do something with local users. If we search, we can see that there's already some modules related to local users, and specifically this library that parses them. I'm going to depend on this. So we'll need that here in a little bit. So let's go ahead and let's make sure we can build. We can't. We need automake for building master files. There we go. And then we can install this, since we are already running as root here locally on this hub, we can install it into master files. So it creates this master files directory, which should look familiar. All right. So this is our working project directory. And we need to non-root, we need to write some policy. We did this. And we're working on this. Let's see here. So I'm going to do a lot of typing. I might not do a lot of talking.
Would you like me to narrate?
Yeah, that's great.
You should
Narrate.
change agnet to agent.
What? That's my favorite typo. Thanks.
No problem.
All right, here. And then here, I'm going to do
a comment. You need a auto tune for your them.
I need my space max is what I really want, but it's easier to write this here. UID 0 and same thing with no. All right. First thing before I get going there, let's see here. Oops. I'm going to go ahead and add this in so that I have that. I'd like to look at the variables that it defines because I'm going to use them. Yes, so we're going to install that with that library. And we want to look at the vars from parsed Etsy password shadow. Hey, it worked. All right, so in here, there is all these different variables that we have access to. Numeric group, age.
I saw it, user underscore ID. Is that the one?
Yeah, and we're gonna need that one. There's also
actual username.
There we go. All local users map.
There you go.
And then this all local users. We're gonna need this one. And what is this other one? The UID. Numeric user ID. And we're going to need this one. So these are going to be the variables that I'm going to pull from so I don't have to re-parse, since this policy will just simply depend on the other one. Do depends on, let's see here, this one. Okay, so to start, let's go ahead and use auto run. So that this will just run easily. We want to define these classes.
Nick, is it then also dependent on the auto-run module? Because that is also a module.
It is a module, and yes, it will depend on that. That's a good question. We'll see that when I get to running and testing this. Okay, so we want to define this. There is a non-root local user using UID 0 if the UID, if 0 is here, iterated here. Oops, there we go. All right, so that, okay. If not if the username root does not match I'm skipping ahead a little bit here. I want this to be a namespace scoped class for sure. And I want to tag this with report. I want to make sure it goes to my enterprise hub. And then if the root user is not the currently iterated user. Okay, I think that's right. Guess we'll find out soon. And let's do this other class. Craig's over there shaking his head.
I was laughing.
Uh-huh.
What could possibly go wrong?
What could possibly go wrong? How'd you guys trick me into doing this?
That's yeah, we tricked you.
Oh, it's fun. All right, so let's define this one if this one is not defined. Same thing though. I really would like that reported back to my hub. And it needs to be namespace scoped. Okay, and then we want to define a variable if there are non-root local user using UID 0, then we want, what do we call this thing? I guess non-root UID 0. I'll use my favorite classic array generator. Let me grab this variable. I'm going to need this iterator. So this username and I'm going to tag this one with inventory and give it an attribute name. Wrote that up here, didn't I? Inventory non-root users with UID 0. And but I only want to do this if not this. All right. Ooh. If not, if it's not root, and so there's the stir comp, and the not, and so if it's not root and the UID is 0, these things are true. There's and. Oof, okay. Will it blend? All right, so Bass, I think you asked if about auto run here. So now I'm just going to add this local file here. And automatically, if you add a file that's just local to the project, it assumes that it's auto run. So it'll add that as a dependency. And we can see here, there was this already. There's a library. So auto run got added, the module for auto run. And then it added in our non-root inventory here as an auto run policy. And we can see that auto run is a dependency. Okay, and then this will get integrated into services auto run, inventory non-root users with UID 0. So there's that. Let's see if it builds. Hey, it was successful. Can install it. I have, grab this bundle name. It's not gonna, oops. I'm gonna look for either one of those two classes that I looked to define. Cool, no non-root users. That's what I expected. We can create a non-root user here, everybody's favorite, Tor. Let's run this again. Hey, it found those. And if I look at the variables in there, we can see that indeed we've got this variable right here, Tor, and it's tagged with non-root user UID 0. Okay, that's good. So now this is mission portal, and I'm going to come in here to reports, go to compliance. We've got this example compliance report here. All this fun stuff. Oh, there's package updates that need to happen. Let's go ahead and add a new compliance check for this. I think I wrote this down. Oh, I did. Look at that. I prepared a little bit. Add a compliance check. And a description. And this is going to be, ooh, a condition for passing. Inventory. Oh, I don't have this inventory attribute in here yet. Let's find.
So Nick, I put some things in the chat about the meta report thing. I didn't immediately remember that, so I put some breadcrumbs in there for like how to find that. So like go to enterprise and reporting, and meta tags include, and master files where the defaults are set. So those chats are in the chat if you were wondering how that worked.
All right, let's see if we got this inventory. Whoops.
Speaking of inventory.
Speaking of inventory, show all the attributes. Non-root users with
Huzzah.
UID 0. So it's there. That's great. Now should be easy enough to come over here to compliance. Edit this thing. Add a check. No non-root user has UID 0. Only root user has UID 0. For passing, it's going to be failing if there is inventory. I don't know why I don't see this in here. Well, that's good. Let's go back here and do this one more time. Trigger the agent run and report collection. Maybe I shouldn't have used a nightly build. Collecting report received. Okie dokie. Let's go back and try this one more time. And then we'll give up. Edit. New compliance report. Add a check. No non-root user. Only root user has UID 0. This will be for failing if inventory for, there we go, matches, I'll just do is reported. So if that's reported, we fail. This is going to be security, and we'll say this is high. And then let's just say only Linux hosts. That's all I have in my little test environment here. Done. And 50% passing, failing. I guess I could back it all. But yep, it's failing on my hub where I was running the policy and writing that. And then if I just look, should have another host where looks like there's a little bug there. Well, that's good to find. But 50% as I expected. What does passing say? As expected. Okay, so this all report is just not working in our nightly build. Good to know. Okay, so this stuff is all working the way that I wanted it to work. And so the next thing to do would be to create, to share this and have like Craig try it. So I'm going to do this a super cheap way. Let's see here, where is there a new gist button? Where did it go? Let me see over here. You can create gists with multiple files. I can figure out how to create a gist again. There we go. Here we go. New gist. Okay. Episode 7. Okay, so we're going to need a couple of things in here. So first thing that we're going to need is our policy file. And then we're also going to need cfbs.json so that we can just install this directly from a repo. And we have a module template. Let me see here. Module templates. Here, which does have an example. So we'll use this. And we're gonna call this inventory non-root users with UID 0. This is a module repo, and this is the same thing, inventory non-root users with UID 0. This is going to provide local, what did we call the other ones? Inventory local users. So let's call this provides inventory local users non-root as. How's that for a name? Everybody loves my names.
That's fantastic. It's very verbose.
Yes, that's typical for me, I suppose. And this is like the non-root users that have UID 0. This is going to be inventory. It's related to security. It is not going to depend on auto run. Well, it can for now though. Auto run. And then let's see here. What did we have in here? It had this step.
Don't you need your other one, the parsing the?
Yes,
the
I do.
things? Okay.
Thank you.
Cool.
So many spaces.
I'm ready to add your gist.
I'm almost ready for you to add
Okay.
my
Excellent.
gist.
Very good.
Library parse local users. This is going to be a dependency. I guess I can zoom this up so everybody else can see it as well. Okay, so we've got a description, a thing. Let's create a public gist. All right, Craig. Where's the chat in this stuff here? Chat. This is your personal space. Contact requests. Give important messages.
Ooh.
I just have recent chats. What about this one? Participants. Invite. More. Aha, here's some chats. Now I see your stuff.
Mm-hmm.
All right. With everybody, anybody who's following along and wants to experiment, I put the URL in the chat. So you want to share your screen so we can see what's happening?
Yeah.
Do I need to unshare?
I don't know. This is good live stuff. Let's see. Share. Where's the share? There it is. Share screen. It'll stop the other person. Okay, good enough. And I'll share the desktop. Okay, so can you see my desktop?
I can.
Okay, cool. So then I think I have the gist here. Add it. Oh, you got a delimiter line 11 column 118 problem? I don't know.
Goodness sakes.
All right. I know, right? So let's see this thing. Do I JQ? Oh, I do. How do you do that again? Is it cat this to JQ dot? Oh, yeah. I guess it just tells me the same thing again. So line 12. Okay. For some context. Oh,
11.
look at that right there.
Boom, backslash.
Yep. That should be nothing.
All right, so I prettified
Yeah.
this.
Yeah, that fixed it.
Copy this.
Okay.
And I want to edit my gist.
And I guess.
Go. And then update. Okay.
Is it the same?
Should be the same.
Yes. I'm going to add that. And now, oh, look, see, it added the parsed and it added the local users and the auto run. Okay.
Did
so
you already have master files added?
I did. I already did that.
Cool.
Yep.
All right. Build.
It's working.
Nick, Marco says that you're very brave to do this demo.
Install, because I'm doing the same thing as he is. Okay. Go. Okay. And then come over here. And I have 3 hosts, my Librem 15 laptop, an old X220, and my Optiplex Dell, that's my hub, that's an old desktop machine. So I guess I should go to this one, because that's where I created the funny user tour. Okay, so I didn't know exactly how to set up the bad user. Was it like this?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so then here I can look and see if that thing is in here yet, which it looks like it's not yet. Oh, the little thing is in the way. Okay, so then I'll want to request reports maybe. See if that works. Report received. Now I have to wait for the screen to refresh. And then for it to render. Everything on my end will be a little bit slower because I like to use old hardware. Oh, there it is. Look.
Hey,
Sure.
non-root users with UID 0. Yay.
So there you go.
Okay.
So yeah.
All right.
That
So
worked.
now I've got a module. It works. Somebody else can use it. And let's do one
stop.
more
I'll stop sharing.
thing. Let's
Yeah,
push this to the limit.
You share now again.
Yes, I will. Let's see here.
That was almost like me handing you the Raspberry Pi.
Almost.
Almost. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna share this one. Yeah, I think we're back. We see. Okay, local users. Here we go. So I've already got this repository. Local users here. And cfbs.json here. Okay, so I have this repository here. And so the next thing, now that I know that this works, I shared it with somebody else. So, my cfbs.json stuff is, and build steps are correct. Oh, this is the template. I'm like, that's not mine. Okay. So the next thing would be to add this on to like another module. Since I've already got this other module that inventories and parses and does local user things, I think it'll be a good fit there. So how are we doing on time?
We're at 36, I think. So 37. Yeah.
Okay.
We're pretty good.
Good to go. All right. So let's see here. This back and forth. I thought, here's my gists. Where is? this it? Ah, here we go. Okay, so I'm gonna have this part inventory local users JKLMN comes before P and after L. Isn't everybody proud of my alphabet?
Can't you get JQ to do that for you?
I think actually CFBS Pretty will probably reorder it for me.
Okay, good enough.
All right, so I'm gonna pop that in here, and I'm gonna change this to kind of more match this stuff. Let me get this out of the way here. I need more room. Okay, so I'm gonna do this into services, local users, inventory.
Oh, you're gonna add a subdirectory there, like the other
Yeah,
ones.
yeah.
Right, that allows you to put like all the module stuff in a subdirectory, so that it's kind of off to the side and not mixed in together. Cool.
Okay, and I don't need that one. And I'm gonna do. I had this. I also need a subdirectory. That happens up here. I called my subdirectory this. Oops. What don't you like about my JSON? Ah, missing comma. Okay. Oh yeah, how about a version? Where does that go? That goes after repo and before subdirectory. And then the repo will be the same. And then project replace 2.0.3 with 2.0.4. Yes, 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 all of them.
Everywhere.
Everywhere. Okay, and then that ends me up here. Let's go look here. All right, so we need to look at this JSON file again. So I need this subdirectory. Make that directory, and now I've got already, I already wrote this policy. So let's just copy and paste it. And let's clean this stuff up. I'm not gonna have this auto run anymore. I don't particularly like auto run in production. That's just
Yeah, could you elaborate on that, Nick? Why don't you like auto run?
I don't like auto run because I don't trust whatever happens to be sitting on the disk.
Okay, that's always your point. Also with dynamic policies and so on.
Yeah. So like I kind of really like to know that all the things I expect to be there are there, and it's only going to do the things that I expected.
Well,
So that's my prejudice against it, really, which isn't
well,
too bad.
You could also be not too sure about the fact that promises.cf is on the disk.
Well, then it's not going to run. So that'll, I guess, like save me.
No.
But I mean, it's like it's good for development and stuff like that, and it's convenient. And if you trust what's on the disk, then it's totally fine. It just gives me the heebie-jeebies, I guess.
Okay.
Inventories, local users.
Well, you have your policies to guarantee that stuff is on the disk, right? It's your update policy.
Yeah, I suppose so. Trust your update policy completely. But you know, people can modify stuff on the disk. I don't know. It just makes me nervous. See this neck beard? It just came out of the top of my head. Inventories, local non-root users that have UID 0. Oh, and that's fine based on those. Inventory is going to be, oops, split that and look at this. Inventory is this one. List of local non-root users that have UID 0. And let me look at this real quick. Stir comp, not meta scope, not
Default colon.
if,
Or
and not stir comp. Yeah, this should all
Okay,
work with
you got it.
3.7.
cool.
Maybe not all of the nested functions, but pretty close. Good enough for me for this purposes. Okay. Save these files. Yes, please. Stage.
Use
this
your
thing.
use your magic.
Yep, for sure. Okay. Stage all this. Okay, let's see here. We're gonna rev everything up to 204. We are gonna add, ooh, this looks ugly. Herman won't like it. It's not indented properly. Let's fix that. And we're adding a new one. Ooh, and there's this stupid white space. We don't need that. So, give me this. CFBS, pretty. All right. Stage this. Okay. Okay, version, new block. Oh, I haven't added this this step.json here yet, so I need to do that. Otherwise, all that looks good. This is our new README, and I'm happy with that. If you don't know org mode, you should. Okay, here's our policy. That looks good. And then these are all version revs. Pretty sure. Pretty sure. Yep. Okay, that's good. So need to come. CFBS. What we got in here? Let's go up to inventory, non-root users with UID 0. This thing is in my way. You guys can't see it, but it's floating right over the top of my screen.
What the
All right.
that happened
So-
to me too.
Yeah, so what's happening here is this is like a def.json snippet that's part of the build process that's going to slip this into inputs and into the bundle sequence so that I cannot use auto run.
Yeah, so basically this merges into the primary, top level def.json augments. So you can just merge in bits and pieces. It's really nice.
All right, and then here I'm gonna grab this path.
And that's
Oh,
what
no,
that
that's not the right
JSON
one.
step does there. That JSON step does the merging.
Yeah, right here. So from inside of our subdirectory, non-local users, then we're going to copy that and merge that JSON. But I need to get this path. And I'm pretty notorious for typos, so I tend to do a lot of copy and paste. Okay, so there's that. And let's say, oops, CFBS pretty def.json. Okay, it made it pretty according to our developers. And we're gonna stage that as well. Okay, so one last check over here. Versions, new block. We've got our dependency. We got rid of auto. Oh, no, we didn't. By auto run. And now let's do CFBS pretty def CFBS.j. JSON. All right. And stage these changes again. One last review, version, block, inventory, security, repo, subdirectory, dependency, build steps, version, readme, policy, version. Okay, that's all. That all seems legit to me.
It's cool, Nick. Yeah.
I can see all this at once. Okay, so let me commit these changes. Added inventory non-root users with UID 0. Is that what I called it?
I think you used the number 0.
Yeah, maybe I should grab it from over here.
Copy paste
Copy pasta. Ramen.
with sauce.
Oh, and bump version 2.0.4.
Nice comment. The ages.
Okay, so now I won't be able to lie about how bad it is. So I'm gonna push this straight upstream to my repository. And now, let's see here. Oh, it's right here. This one. So if I refresh here, then I should have my latest commit. And I'm going to need this commit SHA so that I can, I guess I could do it over here. Build index so that I can add this to the CFBS.json here in the build index. I am more comfortable, well, here, let me make this smaller. There we go. So I am more comfortable doing this over here in my editor. So this is where I will do it. So first things first, let's see here. Let's switch back to the master branch. Let's fetch Rebase from Upstream master. Let's create a new branch, Upstream master, and then all right, we've got a new branch and CFBS.json, local users, and switch back to here so that I can grab this. And that's going to go before users password empty. And the other thing that I then need to add is the commit. And the commit is going to be, let's see here. Let's edit all these. That's not what I wanted. Undo. Undo. All right, I need to grab this.
Grab the version too. Right?
Oh yeah, I'll need to
Grab
do
those
the
two
version.
lines. Yeah.
Yeah, but I need to
Get the the SHA first.
this SHA. And then okay, 203 to 204.
Yep. To
203 to
SHAs.
204. New block. It's got 204 and the new commit. 203 to 204. 203 to 204. 203 to 204.
Cool.
That all looks good except for CFBS pretty. And now it should be lined up. And so let's stage this. Let's commit it. Added. What's this here? This one. And bumped siblings to version 2.0.4. Is that right? That sounds right to me. Yes. Commit.
Yep.
Finish committing. Push to where I cloned it from, which is my origin. And now let's open a pull request to Upstream master. See here. And here's this. So let's say review request from Craig. And let's assign it to Craig for merging also. Okay.
Okay.
Now we should have a pull request here. Bonk. Didn't like my CFBS.json.
Aw,
Missing required attribute by. Oh, good thing we have tests, I suppose.
oh yeah,
Okay,
nice.
so here's by
That's
from
your GitHub URL.
right.
Is a
Okay,
nice
so
way.
then we do non-root, and then this was before version, and then let's make it pretty. It indented. Let's stage this. This is the fix up.
Okay.
Committed. Let's rebase and squash. Push that again. And now,
That's building or queued anyway.
mhm.
In
Check
progress.
started.
Yep. All right, Nick, we have 1 more minute. Okay.
1 more minute. Oh my gosh, it's passed. Okay.
I have looked at this previously. So would you like me to merge this? Is it ready for merging?
I mean,
Seems to be.
it seems to be. Let's do it.
Okay, I'm merging it. There it goes.
Okay. So there's another step that has to happen after merging. It may take longer than 1 minute.
Right.
Because there should be a follow-up pull request that gets opened by one of our bots for the archives.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
Let's see here. So I just want to make sure that this works and that, and then I can install from the index.
You made it.
But I haven't made it yet.
Well, I mean, you made it pretty much done by 10 o'clock.
Yeah, I'm
Pretty
90,
good by the end of the
99%.
hour. Yeah.
With few massive failures.
I actually have to go because I've got a birthday today for one of my kids. So
Yeah, go enjoy your
gonna go.
birthday. I'm gonna finish this.
Good work. And it's nice to see
Boom.
y'all. And it's nice to see that my old friend
There's
Deshaun showed up. So I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.
Okay,
Later,
I
Craig.
merged the mirroring action. And now, I think delete this stuff. Oh, found this in the index now, and we can add it. It added the library and the module. Will it build? Yes, it will. Let's install it. And then we should be able to run our update and run this policy to see the same thing we saw earlier. It worked. All right. So that's it. The whole process. Publish, write, author, publish a module. It looks like we did it within an hour at least. And now you should be able to try it yourself. Just CFBS add master files and then add this and give it a shot. Thanks for coming.